One, go.
Hey guys, this is Vertisen once again, and this time we're watching Savior versus Bisu on Blue Storm. And once again, I've got Smudge with me to watch the watch the match with me. Say hi, Smudge.
Hello, I'm thrilled about this game. Bisu and Savior are two of my favorite pro players. Let's go.
Awesome. Bisu and Savior are also a couple of my favorite players. I'm usually I never really in the past been too huge of a Zerg fan, but after seeing players like Savior and Jadong just storm pro gaming Starcraft, it's actually been really fun to watch them. And game is starting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. And once again, this is on Blue Storm, and I think we've actually already seen this commentary done by, I'm not sure, maybe Clazart or Diggity or Moletrap. I'm not sure which, but I know it's already been done. But we're just doing it for fun to get the hang of commentary and just show you our own little viewpoints on this game. So we've got Bisu bottom left, obviously is the toss, and Savior top right as Zerg. And this is going to be an interesting match because Savior is extremely dominant, obviously. He's probably he's probably at one point either been or is the best Zerg player ever in StarCraft, and you could argue that Bisu has been or is the best Protoss in StarCraft. So this is definitely going to be interesting, considering that at this point Bisu has his own build, the Bisu build, and at this point in time, this is a little earlier. This is 2007, I believe. At this point in time, the Bisu build has been a thorn in Zerg's side. Big time. His win ratio versus Zerg is almost 70% as far as I remember. So it's going to be interesting to see what Savior can come up with to counter it. We see some really interesting. That looks like actually a Korean fan.
A mana pylon.
Yeah, a pylon. It looks like a. Oh, it's a manor pylon? Oh, that's awesome. That is too funny. I couldn't quite tell what that was. Good call. You can see some people holding up Maestros or in the background. That's funny. But like I said, I believe I've already seen this, but I'm not sure. What type of build would you do against the Bisu build? Being as you're a Zerg player, Smudge, what would you come up with to try to counter it?
Well, being as I'm a complete Zerg noob, I tend to fall to the Bisu build. But I've seen a lot of Zerg players try and go with lots of Mutas and Scourges to take the air dominance, but to be honest, I haven't seen that work probably more than once out of 10 times that I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
I'd say probably the easiest counter to it would be to go Hydras rather than the usual Mutas.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll see what Saber does here. Bisu's obviously got his standard build going in perfect order, getting the Forge and then the Nexus and then the cannons. I love watching Bisu play against Zerg specifically, just because it's such a dominance. It's fun to watch. But if you notice, his cannons that he's placing there aren't exactly too close to his Nexus. I don't even know. Oh wow, look at that! He is really pissing off Savior right there. That's got to be annoying. Every little second counts this early on in the game, and he probably just delayed him 3 or 4 seconds. So that could make or break the game right there. But he's getting his expansion up, and it's going to be interesting. So Savior's got his expansion going as well, but it doesn't really look like he's committed yet. I'm not exactly a good Zerg player. Do you think if he was going to be going Mutas, that he would already be going for his lair by now, or what?
Not necessarily. It really depends whether he's getting that speedling upgrade, which I would guess that he would, because Savior really tends to prefer that. And also because he's now got this double expansion, one of which is right next to Bisu's base, so that's quite out there.
That is really interesting. I'm thinking he's probably doing that because he wants to be able to put pressure on Bisu from multiple sides at once. So this really suggests that he's probably going to be going for a more ground build. Otherwise, there wouldn't really be need to put that hatchery in that really vulnerable location.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
You're right. He definitely did get those speedlings. He's coming up with them now. I'm assuming he's going to throw down some harass with those. He's splitting
There
them
was the
now.
Hydroden.
Oh, he put down a Hydrogen. Okay, I didn't see that. Savior looks actually pretty composed in that. He doesn't really look too worried, which I know if I was in his position, I sure would be, even as a pro player. Because Bisu's build is just so powerful at this point in time. I mean, before this video, as far as I can remember, pretty much every Zerg player I've watched has gotten annihilated by Bisu. But once again, those speedlings really help to deny the scout. So, do you think Bisu's going to go for the Corsairs and DTs in this, or do you think he's going to go for Corsairs and Reavers? Because I know sometimes he does go for the Reavers instead of the DTs.
Uh, I imagine he'll go with the usual DT rush.
That's what I would
I
assume
can't.
too.
I think
Uh,
Saviour's ability to counter and deal with Reavers is just too good.
Yeah, he actually does. He does have extremely good micro. Sometimes he'll do builds that basically force him to use micro as opposed to just more massing of units. Um, but one of the things that makes me pretty confident he's not going to go for Reavers is the fact that Savior's base is so close. Although I don't believe Bisu even knows it yet because all of his scouts have been taken out that have tried to go up there. But excuse me, Savior is kind of spread out, and that usually plays into Bisu's favor. That's why his Bisu build is so strong, because recently, in the last year or so,